Hello, this is Sheshachandra from Ascendant, Mysore. Today let us understand the last part of Venus, which is Venus in the 12th house. So I have made some, once again I have made some points from my own experience and also from many books and all the years what I have been teaching. First, the 12th house is the house of experience. So, if the 10th house is the house of karma, that is action, the activities which are performed for the 10th house, that is the 10th, 11th and the 12th, that is the third house from the 10th, that is the 12th house. How you actually perform your karmas, what is your intention, the emotions involved, that is the 12th house. Many years back when I was in one of the schools, I was, I was an EO in that school, Administrative Officer in the school. So, a group of researchers had come and we had a talk in the evening. One of them was a very highly, educated, knowledgeable, with a lot of wisdom and experience. So he asked me, I know that you are into astrology, so would you explain me what is the difference between the first house and the 12th house in a very simple way? So I had, we were having our dinner when we were talking, so I did not want to take it into a very big picture discussion. So I told the first house is me. Myself, my ego, my ahankara. Ahankara is the one what I have acquired. All that aham, the ego what I have acquired is the first house. The identity, the recognition, the social awareness, the consciousness. In this particular level I am not talking about the materialistic level at all. So this is the first house. And losing all this, I don't worry anymore about my identity. I am not much worried about my ego. I am not worried about my ahankara. I am not worried about my social status, my social presence in this world. And if I keep getting detached from this particular, attachment of self-conscious, self-centeredness, that particular force which will actually give me and motivate me to detach from this ego is the 12th house. So, my sentence was like, the first is I, and the 12th is I lose myself. The 12th is I lose myself, that is I lose my pride, I lose my prejudice, I lose my filters, the filters of I like this, I don't like this is correct, this is wrong, this is how the world has to be, my preferences. I lose all this in the 12th house, and 12th house is a very important house for attaining moksha, and this is the first step, self-realization to attain moksha. And we have a planet filled with materialistic luxuries, that is Venus. Today we are discussing about Venus in the 12th house. When Venus is a karaka for the 12th house, please understand. There are two ways of getting detached from a particular objective, a particular subject or an object. Like it's a very simple example is that if you like a particular sweet, I take the example of rasgulla or jamun, which is very famous in India. The first time when you see it, you salivate because you know that it's so beautiful, it is so sweet, it's so good to eat. So you take one and put it in your mouth. Wow, it was a heavenly experience. So you take the second one, you put it in the mouth. It's fantastic, it's enough. I'm okay with that. Now let's say that the whole bowl is kept in front of you, hundreds of them, and I force you to eat and finish it. Now that becomes a hell of an experience, to eat 100 rasgullas or 100 jamuns, it's a hell of an experience. You feel like, please let me go, I can't do that. The same way, it is like overindulgence. This is what is followed by the agoras. They overindulge into all the materialistic realities so that the urge towards it dies, and they now attain moksha through getting involved and then relinquishing it because they don't want it anymore. That's the agora way of thinking. The adepts, that is the sannyasis way of thinking, is to relinquish it by consciously understanding that it is not required. By doing meditation, going through deep meditation, you can understand that these things are not required for me to go through. So this is the first way. The person who has a pure Venus in the 12th house enjoys this creation. He relishes, enjoys, he is happy, luxurious. He is happy in the sense that with regard to his five senses, sensual enjoyment, this is beautiful. And I usually would mark this with an important sentence. That is, I would define what is richness in life. A person is rich when he knows how to spend money and time in his lifetime. The person who does not know how to spend money and spend his time, though he has a load of gold in his house, he is the poorest person in the world. So, a rich person is the one who knows how to spend rather than how to earn. So, how to earn is a different thing. A rich person is the one who knows how to spend. So, this is what I keep telling, and Venus in the 12th house, these people know how to spend their life. They are kind-hearted, romantic, charming, they love comfortable living. Then they get a good sleep, because 12th house is Shayana Sthana. It's a place where you sleep, so you get very luxuriously good sleep. Whichever level of life you are living in, whether you are in the poor, you are in the middle class, you are in the rich or in the top, if Venus is in the 12th house, these people live a very comfortable and happy life. Please do not misunderstand that Venus in the 12th house gives you richness and makes you very famous. Not always. It gives you a good life. They know how to live life. This is very important. Nothing in excess if Venus is well posited. The problem happens when it is badly posited. Let us say with Rahu or with Saturn, with Mercury, any other planet, even a benefic planet like Jupiter. These people start getting, attached to certain things. They get attached to certain things like, just a minute, please hold on. Sorry, there was a small delivery to take, so that's the interruption. I hope these things should not matter, as this is a class for learning and this is not a presentation. So what I was telling now is that if a person has a bad Rahu or any other planet posited with Venus, that planet influences Venus in such a way, it actually spoils Venus, it disturbs Venus, the beautiful position of Venus, and it creates a particular type of OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. It actually makes the person go behind the influencing planetary significations. Like, for example, if Jupiter is involved, then this person will become passionately involved or obsessively involved in too much of learning, studying, going into deep into some things. He is not into enjoying life now anywhere. So now he is into a particular path. So if he is into Rahu, then these people get indulged into drugs, unnecessary things, alcoholism. So you should understand that the planet which is involved with Venus in the 12th house gives that particular turn and twist which we should analyze with regard to the planet which is involved, that is its influence. So Venus will attach to the planet and then it will enhance it to a certain level. So when it is weakly posited in the 12th house, then they have a fear of losing, a fear of failure, and particularly if it is with fast moving planets, a lot of anxiety is involved. So, normally a beautiful Venus makes a person good in literature, good in languages, poetry, music. He can be a lyricist, surgeon. You can go into pure science as a researcher, go do masters and doctorates and be into labs. They dedicate their life for great things. So they are charitable, they are famous, and Venus will enhance identity to such an extent that you will live for others. So this is once again, try to understand, if there is a pure Venus in the 12th house, you will attain moksha through service. You will not attain moksha through simply sitting somewhere on a rock meditating. That is Ketu, who relinquishes everything. He denounces everything and then goes, sits there as a sannyasi. He does not want anything anymore. So he sits there and starts to realize his own self. So here, when Venus is strongly posited, let's say exalted, or in the Mula Trikona in the 12th house, these people will become selfless and they lose their identity through service. But I'll tell you, the social identity will actually increase to a certain very high extent, because people would have recognized them as the people of service. So this is a very good placement for service. With malefics, as I told you, indulgence, lust, greed, jealousy, these things will take over the mind and restrict the person from growing or progressing. So it doesn't mean that always people with Venus with a bad planet are bad people. I'm not telling that they are bad. They are weak. They do not have the control over themselves. They have a tendency to keep repeating mistakes. So this is what is the 12th house when Venus is posited. They can become spendthrifts. They can always be skeptical and pessimistic depending on the planet which is involved. So, sorry, there was a small disturbance in between when I was making the video. So I hope people will excuse me for that, because I did not want to repeat such a long video. There was some interruption in the middle of the video. I'm sorry. So thank you very much for the today's class. I hope I have covered considerable subject. Thank you very much.